Hey, in this video I'm going to be taking a look at some of the new features in Cubase 13 and what I think about them. One of the main ones is this new channel bar in the main project window, which you can hide and reveal with this button up in the top right. You can also show and hide the inspector and the mixer view and also the control room. So if you want more real estate, you can do that. This gives you a nice sort of overview of a channel and the different effects, and you can access them without having to open up the old channel settings window. I actually really like the channel settings window still though, and I'll explain why I think it's still the better way to do things than the new channel strip view. One of the things that kind of threw me off when I first loaded up this new version of Cubase is in the plugin windows, always on top is still there, but in the actual channel settings window, always on top is not still there. And I tried right clicking there, but no. And then eventually I tried right clicking in this area, and that's where you can get always on top. So it's weird. It seems like they're wanting you to use this new channel area by hiding the always on top, which was kind of, I don't know, I don't understand why they've done that, but you can enable it by clicking on that particular area of the channel settings window, and then you can enable always on top. The main reason why I will continue to use this area is that I'm using a trackpad, and on the trackpad I can adjust sends by dragging two fingers left and right on the trackpad, which is a really nice way to do it. And then here I can't, so it's basically up and down but not left and right, so you have to click and drag on this window. And also on the main mixer window it's the same thing, so I'm trying to drag two fingers left and right and it's not adjusting the level of the sends. You have to click and drag and then it works. But for me that's not as good in terms of the workflow, so yeah, I'll likely not be using that there. You do have EQ, which I could replace the sends with there, or you can have the EQ obviously at the top as well, which is kind of cool. And that means that you can quickly click on a channel and adjust the EQ, which is nice. I've pretty much got this kind of stripped down where I've just got inserts and routing, equalizer curve, channel name, and then channel latency. Channel latency is something that I really like to have there because it shows you the latency penalty of the various plugins that you've got loaded up. So it's good to know. And another setting that I just recently discovered was in the Cubase settings. You can change the delay compensation threshold for recording. And I want it to basically be 6 milliseconds. So if it's 6 milliseconds, it's gonna leave things like pulsar mu alone, which is 5 milliseconds. Probably actually I could change that to like 5.1 milliseconds. So say I change it to 5.1. And then if I find the delay compensation, I guess delay compensation is not available in that view, which is strange, but okay. So delay compensation is here. It'd be really handy if it was in this mode as well. There is a bit of a disjointed sort of feel in the interface, so delay compensation would be handy to have in the mixer view because it would show me exactly what plugins were being disabled. So yeah, my overall opinion of the new changes to the graphical user interface are that I guess it's kind of cool to have this overview of the processing on different channels by clicking on them. It means that you don't necessarily need the mixer view window open. And if you're not recording, you don't necessarily need this routing inspector view either. So you can kind of have a much more minimal setup, click on your tracks, see what processing is available, and then adjust levels of sends and things. It would be good if that was, if the sends was fixed, and then I could adjust the levels of the sends, but unfortunately that is not possible yet. Anyway, I don't know if they plan to do any changes or customization there. So even with that not needing to be scrolled up and down, left and right doesn't work. So yeah, I wonder, does it work that way with a regular mouse? Yeah, so kind of interesting updates, but also they don't seem that well thought out to me. Still, there are a lot of problems with performance, so I'm going to make another video just talking a bit more about that. I'll upload that a bit later. So please do leave a like and consider subscribing if you enjoy the content, and I will be back with more videos shortly, and hopefully you find this insightful. Cheers.